Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play a song called 10 Feet Tall by Afrojack. And it starts off with some really cool licks around some chords. And we start on an F major chord. And normally you do this as a first fret bar, a second finger on the G second fret, third finger on the A third fret, and the pinky on the D third fret. We'll talk about an easier way to play this too. But if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now a good substitute for that, if you're just starting out trying to avoid the bars, is an F major 7, where you can do first finger on the B first fret, second finger on the G second fret, and third finger on the D third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7. It sounds really groovy, happy. And then from the F, we'd be going to a G major chord. Normally you do this first finger on the A second, second finger on the low E third, and third finger on the high E third. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also dig on putting the third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of working that for your G major. And then from the G, we kind of go back to our F, and then go back to our G, and then we go back to an E minor chord. I normally do this first finger on the A, second finger on the D string, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also dig on adding in the third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of making that an E minor 7. And if you dig on that shape, actually for the F, you could use an F major 13, where you could do first finger on the G second, second finger on the D third fret, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. So if you want to, you could even kind of use that shape, so that way you can leave 3 and 4 down through that part. I'm kind of doing kind of a 4 down count on those chords: E minor, F, E minor, cool licks that kind of come out through that in the verse, where you could start second fret on the G string twice, first fret on the B, open B, first fret on the B, and then we kind of repeat that 2 2 1 1 0 0 1 1, and then we go open G twice, open B twice, second on the G twice, first fret on the B, and we kind of repeat that open G B 2 2 1 1. Wanted to, you could even kind of back up that lick with some bass notes. So you could start third or second fret on the G string, but add in the first fret on the low E string. And I'm doing this finger style, kind of using my thumb for my basses, fingers for the lick. You could also try this hybrid picking with the pick if you kind of dig on that. So you could start 1 and 2 together, and then the 1 1 lick, and then go third fret on the low E string with the open B for that next part of the lick. So kind of 1 and 2 together, 2 1 1 3 and open together. 1 1 1 and 2 1 1 3 no 1 1, and then you could go open E for the open G note, and then first fret on the low E string for the second on the G string note, and kind of alternate between those. So open E and G, open B, first fret on the low E with second on the G, first fret on the B. So that might be a cool way to kind of kick it off too. It's kind of that F idea, G idea, F idea, G idea, E minor, minor, F. So maybe kind of a cool way to work it. Or if you're just starting out, you just want something to kind of back up your voice, you could use a strum pattern. And you could even do just that 4 down idea, kind of that F 2 3 4 G 2 3 4 F 2 3 4 G E minor F E minor F. Or for myself, one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down down up up down up. So if you take the F major 7 and just try that a lot. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, the weird part is our chords don't last very long, so if you want to do just a down, down, up to kind of half the chords, or you can kind of split that pattern and do the F with the down, up, and then go to the G for a up, down, up, or you could do the F with a down, down, and then hit the G with the up, down, up. Bit groovier, but I think the recording is more straight to the beat. But you have kind of the F, G, F, G, E minor, F, E minor, F, F, G, F, G, E minor, F, E minor, F. And then from that verse, then we'll be going into our main chorus part. In our chorus, we start on a C major chord. And normally you do this first fret on the B string, first fret, second finger on the D second fret, and third finger on the A third fret, If you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now around the C in general, it can be kind of cool to lift the first finger and make that a C major 7, or you can add in the pinky on the B third for a C major 9 and kind of say some things around the C chord. Or another way to play C major 9, we're doing first finger on the D second, second finger on the A third, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of working that for your C major 9. And I might kind of help that change from the C major to a G major, and then we go to a D minor chord. Normally you do this first finger on the high E first fret, second finger on the G second fret, third finger on the B third fret, and if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now around D minors in general, it can be cool to lift the first finger and give that a D sus2, or you could add in the pinky on the high E third for a D suspended chord, kind of say some things around the D. Or if you're digging on those other voicings, actually kind of that C to the G with 4 fingers, you could use just a D sus, kind of a different way. First finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third for the D sus, and then go to the F after that. And you could really use either of those strum patterns, actually kind of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, D minor, kind of doing the 8 downs on each chord. Or you could kind of work the down, down, up, for that part. C, G, D minor, F. Or another possibility, actually, another strum pattern that I kind of dig on is a 16th note strum pattern. And this is if you get really, really excited actually through this part, because it is kind of challenging. But what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. So kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the C and do it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, 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 down. Then on the third beat, do it up on 2, down on 3. So kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the fourth beat, you go down, up, down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, down. So we get really excited on that chorus, and we want to try it that way. Kind of C, G, D minor, F. I know that can be really challenging, kind of an advanced idea there. So we want to kind of play around with that actually. And then we're repeating that 4 times, and then we kind of go into it like a little chorus tag. That's that same progression. But you hear this cool little melody come out on that where you can play the open E, first fret on the high E, open E, first fret on the high E, open E, and then first fret on the B string. And then we go back to the first fret on the high E, and then we kind of start that over again. So we got kind of the open E with the C chord, and then first fret on the high E, and then open E with the G chord. You even want to take the G, randomly you can do it 2, 3, 4, and lift the pinky to bring out that melody note. And then the 1, and then the D minor with the open E, so kind of D sus2, and then first fret on the B, and then the F with the first fret on the B, and then back to the first fret on the high E. So you know, kind of work it around that lick, actually kind of that C with the E, F, G with the E, F, D sus2 with the E, C, C with the F, or you could even try that with the strumming too. C, F, G, F, D minor, C, C, 1. So it's really all about that last upstroke actually on that, if you're trying that. Kind of C, down, up, down, F on the up, G, down, up. And I'm kind of cheating my G now, kind of just 2 on the A, 3 on the low E string. Kind of get those basses in there. D sus2, C, C. So of do that with the 16th idea too. Kind of digging on that 2 part from the beginning, you can even just make it a bass idea with that lick. So you could add in 3rd fret on the A string with the open E, do that 1st fret on the high E, 3rd fret on the low E with the open E, 1st fret on the high E, and then open D with open E, and then 1st fret on the B, and then kind of do that 1st fret on the B with the 1st fret on the low E, and then we play that 1st fret on the high E, and then start that over again. So if you dig on that, kind of 3 note, 1 3 note, 1 open open, 1 1 1, 1 3 note, 1 3 note, 1 open open, 1 1 1. So I was kind of digging on that idea too. And then from that chorus or that chorus tag, that breakdown, then we go back into our verse part. So you can even bring back that lick from the intro that we were kind of working, kind of the F to the G idea. E minor, F, E minor, F. Or you could, something else that I like to add to a song like this too is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the F major 7 you have D for the bass. On the F bar you'd have low E for the bass. On the G you'd have low E for the bass. On the D minor you'd have the D for the bass. And on the C you'd have the A for the bass. And on the E minor you'd have the low E for the bass. A couple ways you could work it. You could do it as a bass down up on each chord, kind of F, G, F, G, F, or E minor, F, E minor, F. Doing a bass down up, or you could just add basses to the splitting the pattern, kind of F, G, F, bass down up, G up, E minor, F, E minor, F. Or if you're digging on the 16th pattern, you could kind of do the bass down, down up on each chord. Kind of a challenging idea to kind of try that kind of half idea on that chord, or on that idea. Bass, down, down, up, F, down, down, up, bass, down, down, up, G, F, G, E minor, F. So it's kind of a half pattern idea. Or you could take the 16th and split it. So you could do the F with the bass, down, down, up, but then go to the G for the up, bass, down, up, down, up. Kind of back to the F for a bass, down, down, up, the G with the up, bass, down, up, down. Then kind of take that idea for the E minor to the F. Tempo, that would be really challenging, but definitely something to practice. F, G, F, G, E minor, F, E minor, F. And then from there, we'll be going back into our chorus. So we tried that, we could do that any of those ways too. So you may want to try just that bass down, up, down, kind of an idea. Down, bass, down, up, F, down, up, C, G, E minor, F. Or if you're digging on the 16th pattern, you have C, G, E minor, F, C. That chorus tag, then we'll be going into our bridge part. And our bridge starts on the D minor, and then we go to G, and then we go to an A minor chord. And normally you do this first finger on the B first fret, second finger on the D second fret, third finger on the G second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord and it sounds really sad. Now you may can also dig on lifting the first finger and making that an A suspended second. Or you could add in the pinky on the B third for an A suspended chord, kind of say some things around that chord. Or you could lift off the third finger for an A minor 7, or add in the pinky on the high third for an A minor 7. Or, especially if you're digging on the C major 7 shape or C major 9 shapes, you may dig on an A7 sus by doing first finger on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high third, kind of working that for the A minor. And we kind of half an A minor with an F, and then we go back to our G chord, and then we kind of do that idea again, A minor, F, G, and then we go to D minor, another D minor, and kind of go to a G chord, or you could kind of gravitate towards a G suspended chord. And this is kind of weird, but if you take the regular G, kind of the 1, 2, 3 G, and kind of try playing it second finger on the A, third finger on the low E, pinky on the high third, that kind of frees you up to take the first finger and go to the B string first fret, second finger on the D second fret. And if you strum those together, that sounds a G suspended chord. So you kind of dig on, kind of bring the G sus to a G at the very end of that. So we kind of dig on that. Now if you're going to do bass notes on the A minor, you'd have the A string for your bass, kind of add it in. So we tried the bridge with a bass down, up, down, up. You have the D minor, G, A minor, F, G, A minor, F, G, D minor, G suspended, G. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you have the D minor, there we'll be going into our last chorus. You can really take any of these ideas, or if you know other licks around these chords too, you may want to kind of mix it up that way too. Got the C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, G, D minor, F, the bass down, G, D minor, F, C, or if you know there's strum patterns or other licks up anywhere you want to, make it your own that way. So it could be cool too. And randomly at the very, very end, it almost sounds like you play a big A minor. That void at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you can strum through 10 Feet Tall by Afrojack. So good luck.